You know, I realized why I actually had no friends in middle school. It was because I was the most awkward human being on the planet. Hey guys, it's Alexia, and I was thinking about middle school lately and how much of a screw up I was, and I thought I'd share some of my awkward middle school experiences with you. Now, I know I'm not the only one that's gone through these sort of things, so if you relate to any of this, or if you're in middle school and this sort of thing is happening, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know I was not the only one. I really don't even know where to begin because there's just so much that was awkward in my life that I could talk about. Let's start with the dance. Looking back at how middle schoolers actually danced while I was in middle school, we would literally all sit in a little circle, not sit, stand. And we literally just, yeah, great music guys, woo! That's it, like that's it. Like you just jump around in a circle, that's it. And everybody would jump and like, wow, if a boy stands next to you, ooh, you're like, that's pretty impressive. And speaking of the boys, there was actually like a rank of who you were as a girl based on how many boys you danced with at a middle school dance. Because I went to a private school, and at a private school there's like a lot fewer guys than there is girls. So most of the girls ended up sitting on the bleachers during slow dances while all the other girls got to slow dance with the guys. I was one of those girls. That was me. That was me, girls. So that's you, don't worry. It gets better. Like, I can actually vividly remember times where we would come to school after a dance and you would have a piece of paper with who all you danced with, and you would like compare it to everyone else's to see like who was like the most popular girl at the time. Mine usually consisted of like 2 boys, and it was always those like 2 rejected boys that like never actually got to dance with anyone, so it's like, okay, I guess I'll dance with you so I can have boys on my list so I'm not completely alone. Next is the hugs at the end of the day. I don't know if this still happens, but when I was in middle school, hugs were a big deal. If the boy that's like the popular boy gave you a hug, it was like, whoo! I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it was just like, damn, she got a hug. She's a cool kid. I can actually remember there would be times where, like, not scheduling hugs, but it would be like, ooh, he's gonna give you a hug at the end of the day. Oh my god. Like that sort of thing. A relationship, that's a good one. Do you know you could actually be in a relationship in middle school without physically talking to the person? I did that. Remember, I was dating this boy named Jose, which my friends at the time made me date because it was like, oh my god, you totally need to date Jose even though you've never talked to him before, but whatever. So I didn't even like get to ask Jose to be my boyfriend, nor did he ask me to be his girlfriend. It was like my friends writing it on a note, giving it to him that says, do you want to go out with Alexia? Check yes or no and return by this time. Why? Like, just why? Like, I just don't understand the point of what it was. So, but he was a guaranteed hug at the end of the day, so I got my daily hugs because it was cool. Yeah. There's also this game called MASH that I got in big trouble for when I went home one day. Now, if you don't know what MASH is, it's like you have a piece of paper and you have different sections, and it has like where you're gonna live, what kind of house, what kind of car, how many kids, who you're gonna marry, and what your job is going to be. But what we would do is like everything would be kind of normal. It would be like cat, dog, mansion, living in Hollywood with 3 kids. But then the jobs are what got me in trouble. I don't know how it started, but the jobs became like stripper, whore, pole dancer, like all this stuff that really middle schoolers shouldn't be talking about, but we did anyways because woo, rebellious. So one day I went home and it was in my backpack still. My mom normally like got all my stuff out of my backpack for me because she's nice like that, but then she opened up the MASH and I had an hour-long lecture as to why stripper is not a valid option for a job in the future. And the last thing is my middle school was basically Mean Girls in the sense that we actually had a burn book before we knew what a burn book was. It was basically just a notebook where people just trashed other people, but like there's some pretty nasty things said in there. Like, it's bad. Like, I know it started out with a book and it was just like a girl's like you know how you write notes back and forth to each other? instead of that, we just used like a notebook instead, and it started out as like a notebook where you just write back and forth, you use your name to sign in, blah blah blah, but then it turned into people trashing others, and all of a sudden my middle school was Mean Girls, and it was great until I had to go talk to the principal as to why I was not the one that started the burn book, even though it was in my backpack at the time. Yeah, those were some great times. Loved my people. Love them. So guys, if you can relate to anything that I just talked about, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And comment below what your most awkward middle school experience was or is. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see my little rants every week. And I will see you guys next week. Bye!